Hi, it's Wave, and this is this month's January update for the Project Pan themed Nightmare Before Christmas. So let's get right to it. Starting off with Shock, I have this purple single eyeshadow. It's a plummy type. And I actually got so much uses out of it. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be like my least favorite to use, but I actually was into like this fall grungy look, even though we're in winter currently. So I just been constantly using it. I had it for 10 uses, and I noticed that it gives me a little bit of kickback, which that's okay because it's not that extreme. So because I have to constantly dab my brush into since it's so tiny. That's the only downside about it. And for color wise, it's not patchy, which is good, but also it's kind of like very soft that you can like blend it as you go. You can like overdo it, but then you can just swipe it and then it just kind of fades off a bit, so it's kind of like the perfect mixture type of deal. So the outer rim basically has like a third of it already panned, so that's really off to a good start. My next item is the barrel. I used him for 6 times, and this is like how much I have in it. A side note is that the what's it called? The seal that it comes with, always have that with you inside of it, because I noticed that it's starting to dry out the past 2 days. And when I tried to use this like the first 2 times, it was really hard to put on, and I remember it being like jelly-like before. So I thought that was weird, and I thought that it like got bad just after the first 2 use it and then not use it for many months. So I thought that was a complete waste. But on YouTube, there's people that show how to revive it. So what I did was I followed this method of this woman. She had the Garnier Fructis micellar water. I had my own, but the different kind. So I started applying it into it, little droplets, and then work in increments of stirring it around until I got the jelly consistency back. And then once done, it was good as new. Now to apply it was kind of a pain because certain brushes just don't do well with it. I used my Wet n Wild synthetic brush the last 2 times, but mainly I use it with the Sephora concealer brush. That seems to do okay. I mean, I do have to move a bit to make sure I spread it evenly, because sometimes it has like this clunky parts that's on the lid, so I have to like swipe it gently, that way it doesn't fall on my eyes because I don't want to get it in the eyes. So yeah, really do like it. Another interesting thing about this is that I have my e.l.f. putty primer, which I don't like at all, but I have to use it because I want to get rid of it. And this with it combined does not hold up, but without it and just left on its own, it actually lasts quite a long time, which is really strange, but at the same time I really enjoy that. Because when it comes to eye primers in general, I never found one that could last me a whole day. The most like a decent one, like the Urban Decay one, that lasts me about 5 hours and then it starts to crease because I have oily eyelids, and ironically my whole face is dry. My eyes are oily, but they're also hooded, so I'm not sure if the hoodedness is what causes the oiliness, but it always creases within the 3-hour mark. So if it passes the 3-hour mark, it's good, but nothing's ever past 5 hours, which that is the Urban Decay. So if you have any good primers to suggest, leave it down in the comments. Especially if you have eyes are hooded and oily like mine, that'll be really, really helpful. The next is Vlog, and I'm using this palette again. I chose last time Miss Minnie. Right here I have pictures to show the difference. I only used it 3 times, and that was actually the shock about this, because I thought I was going to use it quite often, but I just wasn't feeling it. Whereas for Shock, I was actually using that a bit. So I did try to get uses out of it, but I do know that in a future video, I don't know which would it be, whether it's a challenge, a book review, or something, but I will use it for it because it's really a nice color, especially in like the inner corners. It just gives the grungy folly vibes, or like a Halloween spooky look, so I do want to try that. For Santa Claus, I went for Daisy, my BFF, which is the white collarbone right here. That I used for 5 times, and I expected I wasn't gonna get much use out of it because I have my Tarte palette from my other project pan, and I'm currently working on that. So I knew that I couldn't use both 2 bone colors at the same time, but I did want to implement using it. But fun thing about it is that when I was using this one and the other shadow, the black one for Frankenstein, blending it together more into this gray stone color look, like kind of like a gargoyle cement. And I actually really like that so much that I want to keep it as like in one of my future videos to use, maybe a book review for Halloween, because I know that since these are even though they're bigger than the Shock single, they are very dense and tightly packed, and a little goes a long way because they're so pigmented. So I know that it's like throughout the year maybe I'll get like a little pan in it, but it's gonna take me a long time. So in Halloween it'll still be around. I just have that feeling. Last one is Frankeinstein, which is I'm All Ears right here. Used that 7 times, which that one I didn't expect to use it. I ended up using it like towards like the end of the day because I didn't feel really confident about it. So the best strategy I've had of it so far is to just like tap it just once with one of my Wayne Goss brushes, and then just tap it in the outer corner, and then just slowly rock it into the socket, and that seems to be doing fine. I tried to do like a wing eyeliner look with it, and it came out okay, but that's not my strength either of doing eyeliners in general because of my hoodedness. I actually have been somewhat enjoying it. I just haven't fully mastered it, and that's the thing. But it does make my looks more of a dark, sultry, gothic look, which is fine with me. And that concludes this month's update for January. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of these. I post these once a month, every Friday. Until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.